All right, buckle up because this one's a long one. Still gonna wait 20 seconds. Whatever it is that I do. You don't actually have to buckle up. Presumably, you either are already buckled up or you don't have to buckle up. All right. Chapter 5. Mucking It Up. Part 1. The Conway Trial. There's 2 parts. Onyx awoke at 4 the next morning, blinking his eyes in the dark like flickering purple lightning bugs, laying still under the sheets, wrapped in a blanket of stillness and peace. Gazing straight up, he sighed, grinning. Today shall be my day, he whispered. He kissed the purple orb toy next to him before tossing the wretched thing to the corner. He stood, clicking on his lamp, drudging through his morning exercises, drank some water, getting himself ready. He snatched his coin of accomplishment off the back wall desk, stuffing the coin to the pocket of his black and purple checkered suit. Grabbing the Conway file, he whisked down his quarters. Blustering pages of books resting on the bookshelf, he went skipping past the dangling red heavy bag and out the room, up the narrow and steep corridor, out the curtain. Like sucking in his breath, he gasped, clasping his chest, stumbling back to the curtain. No, it can't be, he thought to himself, huffing and puffing, gazing at the curtain and specifically its rippling bottom. He gulped, tugging his collar. He pulled the curtain to the side, gawking down at the folded piece of paper resting on his doorstep, if you will. Very much bothered to have seen such paper laying in the alleyway in the first place, let alone my door, he thought to himself, bending down. He snatched the paper and unfolded it, his eyes bouncing side to side as he read the paper's curly, loopy-lettered note. And such a note said this: Dear Onyx, my old friend, you are not going to win the Conway trial, but there is still a way. Freedom, Onyx, freedom, for all. Don't give up in your darkest moments. Don't give up in your darkest moment. I will find you, and together as one we shall find a way. Freedom. He humphed softly, quietly crumpling the paper, thinking to himself, no, it couldn't be. He turned, tossed the paper into the thin, spiny strip of grass just past his curtain, tugging his collar, playing with his coin, indeed pondering over the message his entire walk to the Justice Center. His thoughts, however, were soon done away with upon reaching the Justice Center's more exclusive side entrance, though an entrance which on that particular day hadn't turned out to be all that exclusive. Flash, flash, flash went the bolting cameras on either side of him. He sashayed down the plush blue carpet, striding between hordes of reporters, recordings and microphones poking into his path. Mr. Brooks, is it true that winning the trial means winning the orb? Cried a brown-haired man wearing a suit. Onyx winked, clicking his tongue at the man. Mr. Brooks, over here, called a woman in a bright purple dress, waving a hand up. Is it true this trial is a competition? Can you confirm? She continued over the babble. He grinned and shrugged at her. Mr. Brooks, a tall, long-haired man called out. Is it true Bruce Bonesteel is second chairing the trial with you? Onyx scoffed, wagging his head, marching powerfully past the reporter, keeping his eyes forward. I don't have a co-counsel, replied Onyx. 2 burly minders pushing reporters back, parting the sea of cameras and microphones, opening the side door for Onyx to slip through. Echoing sounds of happy chatter as Onyx marched down the building's black Gothic corridor. Into an attorney waiting room he went, where he waited, alone, crossing his arms, tapping his polished black dress shoes, glancing at his watch, secretly wondering if Bruce would show, deep down wishing Bruce would. Onyx perched one arm atop another, tapping his chin with a finger, suddenly rapping at the door to his right. He swung to the door, fervently hoping it was Bruce. Yes, said Onyx, watching the door creak open and Lindy Lynn peek in. Her eyes squinting at him before they loosened and her face relaxed. She sighed. It's time, she whispered. He frowned, nodding at her. As she slipped back out the room, patting the door closed, Onyx took a breath, snatching up the Conway file, spun around, sashayed to the opposite